let's go. Ano ba to? Ayun. 7th day na, 1 week na tayo nagko-code. Basically ng Python. Pero sa basics pa rin. Pero okay lang. May sakit na ako eh. Pero sige. Tuloy lang. Ay, gago. Ulit. There you go. Tuloy lang tayo. Ay, napindot ko ba? Sorry. Okay, let's go. So basically, wala na akong roadmap. Wala na akong susunod ng tutorial. Okay lang naman. Alam ko na may mga titignan ko. Hopefully. Alam ko pa naman. Ata. Salamin ako since medyo masakit sa mata yung sumisipon. Sorry. Okay na sa rin last time. Basically, ito na tayo. This is me. Ito. For loops, tsaka functions, basically. Tsaka yung mga more and more. So, may nakita ako 30 minutes. Doon muna tayo mag-start din tomorrow. Iba naman, and then iba na. Pero, doon muna tayo sa what's the name? Much later. This one.
This video was brought to you by Indently.io.
Awesome.
Learning Python made simple. How's it going, everyone? About 4 years ago, I made a Python crash course which recently blew up, and I thought 4 years is a beginner. The only 2 requirements I have for this video is that you have Python installed and you have your own code editor installed. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using PyCharm. It's completely free and you can find it on the JetBrains website. Anyway, let's get started. The very first thing we're going to learn is how to run our very first script. So here we're going to type in one of the most popular commands, mute to green. So we essentially told Python to display this information. And we can change this to anything we like. We can even type in if called, and you're using a shortcut, go to settings, then go to the type in help to display this information. And we can change this to anything we like. We can even type in hello Bob. And I'm using a shortcut which is Command plus R to run my scripts. If that doesn't work for you, you're going to have to go to settings, then go to the key map and type in run. Then inside here, you'll find a section called run and debug. And what you want to select is the run feature and assign it your own shortcut. Anyway, I'm going to be using that shortcut from now on. So here we can change the text to whatever we like, but it would be so much nicer if we could edit this in another place. So what we're going to do next is create a variable, and here we're going to call this variable name, and the name is going to be set to Bob. So now all we need to do is replace this section here with this variable, and to do that I'm going to remove Bob. I'm going to type in plus name plus exclamation mark. And this is going to perform a string concatenation, which means name is going to be added to hello, and the exclamation mark will be added to name, which means now when we run this, we're going to get hello Bob. And it would be nice if we had a space there. But what's nice about this approach is that if we were to duplicate this line, and we were to change this to James, name will always stay up to date with the name that we defined here. So now it's going to print hello James, without us having to type in James twice. Variables are great for reusability, and it makes writing code so much easier. Anyway, moving on, I want to talk about the data types we have in Python, because up until now we've been working with strings, and strings are just text. But we have many other data. A string, which is just, take a look at all of them. So as I mentioned, the first data type we encountered was a string, which is just some text. So it's referred to negative a float, and that's N3. That's going to be considered a float. Then we have something called a boolean, which is either a capital F, and again, it's called a tuple. And a tuple looks like this: 2.5, 1.5. It's just a list-like structure.
Tuple pwede na doon lagyan ng strings, sabi, di ba?
structure which you cannot change after you create it. So this contains 2 coordinates, but you can even add more coordinates. You can add, I don't know, 1.0. Now it will contain 3 coordinates. Then we have a list, and here we're going to create a variable called names, and that's going to contain Agneta, Björn, Benny, and
Lists.
Annie Fried.
Yeah.
And to create a list, you just need to use square brackets. And this data is mutable, which means we can remove elements and add elements, unlike with tuples, where the data is
Yeah.
immutable. Which
Kasi hindi mo kailangan aralin yan eh. Kailangan mo lang malaman na brackets, pwede ka mag-add or remove. Pero pag mabot ka ng parentheses, wala. Ganun lang naman siya. Basic lang. It's not that, difficult, I guess.
which means once again, once we create this, we cannot change it. Next, we have something that's called a set. So here we're going to type in unique. We're going to add 1,
I know, I
2,
know.
3, 4, 4, 5. Now the reason I called this unique is because a set cannot contain duplicates. I mean, you can insert duplicates, but as soon as you print this to the console, you'll notice that the duplicate of 4 will disappear. So it's another list-like structure that cannot contain duplicates.
Okay.
And finally, we have something that's called a dictionary. And a dictionary is a list-like structure that holds key value pairs. For example,
Ah,
here we might have
dictionary.
a user called Bob with the value of 1,
Ayan, ito yung
with the
ano.
ID of 1, and James with the ID of 2. As you can see, each element contains a key and a value.
So
So
value
both
ng
of these are
one,
associated with each other.
basically. Mas
And that's
madali yan
one
gamitin.
element in the
I think
dictionary.
so. Kasi
Sometimes in Python,
may visualize ko lang kasi what if may ganong selection na ilalagay mo lang yung value dire-diretso, babasahin na yung Python dire-diretso. Hindi ko na kailangan mag-print ng maraming value. Ito value niya to. Tsaka ito pa. Dire-diretso lang.
then you're going to be presented with one data type which you're going to want to convert into another data type. For example, sometimes you're going to try to scrape some information from the internet, and what you're going to get back is, let's say, a number in the form of a string. Now the problem with this is that you can't use it as a regular integer. With a regular integer you can do 10 plus 10, for example, and that will give us back 20. But if we were to do 10 plus number, we're going to get an error, because this type can only be added with other strings.
Yes.
So in Python, you can attempt to convert any data type into another data type by using the type
STR.
constructor.
Gawin mo siyang,
And a
ano,
type constructor is
integer
literally
entry.
just the type you want to turn it into, followed
Nice.
by a pair of parentheses. So here we're attempting to convert number into an integer. And that's going to work perfectly fine because give us a value presents, because 10 is not an
Pwede ba yan?
so for this to work, we need to add ends, because 10 is not, we were to type in 10, it's going to give us a value present you want to whatever data type you want to convert this variable into, actually put the data type in front of it, followed by parentheses. And I mean, you don't have to actually use a variable, you can absolutely type it in directly here, 123.456. And this will convert this string into a float. Now, a very good practice for writing code is using type annotations. This is something I want to teach you as early on as possible because it's going to save you a lot of trouble in the future. But in Python, it's not required. You can type in something such as age is equal to the integer value of 10. But something you'll see me doing in all of my lessons is annotating it with the data type. Here I'm explicitly telling Python that I want this to be of type integer.
That's
And we
okay.
might even have something
That's
called
good
first name,
practice, I
which will
guess.
be of
Maganda
type
ng
string,
practice yun.
and that's going to equal Bob.
I think
These
that's good.
are type annotations, and they tell the code editor or the static type checker what we're trying to do here. Python is going to ignore these, which means that if we were to type in age of type string equals 10, we're still going to be able to run this code with no problems.
Yeah.
But what you're going to notice is that the code editor is going to tell us that we messed up. So this is a tool used for the developer. It tells us when we're making mistakes. Without this type annotation, we can add 10 here, we can add a string here, we can add whatever we want. And we're not going to get any errors because age can be literally anything. But by providing the information that age should be of type integer, we will get some warnings that we're doing something silly here, so that we'll have the chance to actually correct it. So you're going to see me using type annotations everywhere. It's not required, but I prefer to do this because I think it's professional and it saves me a lot of effort. Anyway, here I'm going to remove the first part of name because for the next example, I want to teach you a very convenient concept called f-strings. Because earlier I showed you that we could do something such as name plus age plus age, and we need to make sure that this is actually a string. So what we have to do here is convert that to a string, and with that, when we run this, we will get some nice output such as this one: name of Bob, age of 10. But this took a lot of effort and is not intuitive. We want to be able to write this in a much more fluent way, and luckily Python provides us with the opportunity to use f strings in these situations, which makes creating complex strings such as this one a lot easier. So instead of doing all of that, what we're going to do is print f and quotation marks, and the f here stands for format. An f string is a formatted string. Also, just to digress real quickly, you're not required to only use single quotation marks. That's just a simple preference of mine. You can also use double quotation marks if you want.
Pero mas maganda tingnan yung yung single quotation marks. Yes, a double. Ewan ko lang, parang mas maganda siya tignan.
That's up to you. I just got accustomed to using single quotation marks because I think it looks cleaner. But now with that, we can type in name, and using curly brackets, we can insert variables directly. So name and then age. This was just so convenient to type compared to the other string that we tried to concatenate. And watch what happens when we run it. It's going to run exactly the same way. Or I mean, the output is going to be exactly the same. So I recommend using f strings whenever you can.
Bakit? Ano pinag-aiba niya? Wala ka ng plus. Hindi ka naglagay ng string. Hindi, str. Okay. Wala ka ng plus. Yun lang. Yun lang yung iba, walang plus. Ewan ko.
Because this is just hard to keep track of. You won't see many professional Python developers using this. Moving on, it's time we learn about functions. And functions are used to make code much more reusable, just like with variables. And to create a function in Python, we use the def keyword, which stands for definition or define. And immediately after that, you add a function name. So here we're going to create a function that takes two inputs or two arguments, a and b, and then it's going to add those together. So a is going to be of type float, and b is going to be of type float as well. Now, using this arrow, we can tell Python what we expect to return. And here we expect to return a float because adding a to b will return a float. Then inside here, we can return a plus b. And with that being done, we can print add 10 to 15. Then we can duplicate this, say 15 to 30. And when we run that, we're going to get the sum of both of those operations. And what's great about this is that we can reuse this function.
Ano yan? Ay ka lang. But return a plus b float. Hindi ko gets yan. Okay.
Anywhere in our script as many times as we like, and it is as simple as that. Now you might be asking, why didn't we just do 10 plus 15 and 15 plus 30? Well, this works perfectly fine, but imagine we want to change something in the implementation of the function. If we want to add some other code in here, we're going to have to do it manually for each one of these. But now let's go back to what we had earlier, and inside the function, what we're going to do is print that we are adding, and I want to make this an f string, a plus b. Here we added a line of code, and this change will be added to each function call. As you can see, now we have adding 10 plus 15 and adding 15 plus 30. So any change we bring to the function will be added to each function call, which is very convenient. But let's take a look at another example. And in this example, we're going to create a function called greet, which will take a name of type string and a greeting of type string. And this will return none this time because we are only executing code. So print the f string of greeting, another added to e. Add a is the function. Fine, but a map plus 5 is that a to b will return a float. And here we expect to return a float because adding a to b will return a float. Then inside here, we can return a plus b. And with that being done, we pick up the you might well going class create a type string. The f string of greeting, comma, name. And what's great about this is that we can type in greet followed by the name and the greeting. And now when we run this, we're going to get our simple greeting back. But something else I want to show you is that we can also define default values by using the equal sign directly on the parameter. And this will make it so we don't have to define a greeting each time we use the function, which means the next time we can type in James and it won't require us to actually supply a greeting. As you can see, it's going to say hi James because hi was the default for greeting. And we can also do that with Bob once again. The default will be used once again because we did not include greeting as an argument. And I don't know if this was obvious or not, but I'm just going to go over it anyway. When you're creating a function, you're not required to add any parameters. You can just say it's a function that executes some code, such as hello. Then you can just call that function as many times as you want, and it will execute that code each time. And once again, type annotations are optional. They do not affect how your code is run, but help the code editor with understanding what you're trying to do. Now that we understand how functions work, let's move on to looping in Python. And in Python, we have two different kinds of loops. One is the for loop and one is the while loop. For loops are used for finite looping, while while loops are used for infinite looping. So let's take a look at a couple of examples to see the difference and how they actually work. And first I'm going to start with the for loop. So to create a for loop, we use the for keyword, and here we can add a variable name, which in general is going to be set to I if you're just going through a range. So here we're going to type in for I in range 3, print hello. And range is going to create a range of 3 numbers, which means it's going to loop 3 times. And once we run this, you'll notice that it's going to say hello 3 times. Add a variable name, which in general is going to be set to I if you're just going through a range. So here we're going to type in for I in range 3, print hello. And range is going to create a range of 3 numbers, which means it's going to loop 3 times. And once we run this, you'll notice that it's going to say hello 3 times. If we change this to 5, it's going to loop through the range of 5 numbers. And it's going to print hello 5 times. And usually you'll see for loops being used a lot with lists. For example, earlier we had this list of names. With a for loop, we can say for name in names, print hello, and we'll change that to an f string, followed by the name. So this is going to grab each name from that list and use it for each iteration, which means now when we actually run this, we're going to get hello Agneta, hello Björn, hello Benny, and hello
Lahat yun.
Anna Fried. So as you can see, for loops are always used with a finite list of elements. And it doesn't have to be one statement, you can even add 2 statements, you can say ... As you can see now we have 2 lines of code inside this for loop, and it will be executed 4 times because this list contains 4 elements. Anyway, moving on, we have the while loop. As I mentioned earlier, the while loop is infinite, which means if we were to type in while true, print hello, this will be executed for as long as your computer exists. As you can see, there's no end.
Try. Oh yeah, yeah. Nice. 2 megabytes na okay lang.
To this condition. True is true forever, which means Python will execute this code over and over again until the end of all things. So right there I force stopped the script because there's no point in having that run forever. Usually with while loops you're going to have some sort of condition, such as while I is less than 3. And this is a condition which will eventually turn false. We actually need to create that above, so I of type integer will equal 0. Now here we can print I, and for each iteration we're going to type in I plus 1, or I plus equals 1. So I is going to increment 1 on each loop, meaning that one day this is going to become 3, which is not less than 3, and once this evaluates to false, it's going to exit out of this while loop. As you can see, now when we run this, we're going to have 0 printed, 1 printed, 2 printed, but as soon as I contains the value of 3, this statement or this expression evaluates to false, which means the while loop will no longer continue with its loops. Now up next, we're going to talk about these
I don't get
comparison
it.
operations. A because there are quite a few that you're going to have to memorize. And in this example, I'm going to have two integers, one called a and one called b, and one will contain the value of 1 and the other one the value of 2.
I think we're getting too
And I'm going
fast.
to type these out real quick because they are self-explanatory. The first check we're going to do is whether a is more than b or greater than b, and we do that using the right arrow. We can also check that a is greater than or equal to b. So if a contains the value of b, it's also going to evaluate to true. Right now, if we were to run this, we're going to get false for both of them because a is not greater than b. But if we add 2 here, the first expression is going to evaluate to false because a is not greater than b. It's exactly the same as b. But with greater than or equals to, this will, right now, if we were to run this, if equal to how, change this to how are you, it will change it to true loop.
You know the
have
best
our
if elif.
such as a name error. Now, in recent paused by the user. For example, imagine A and B, even lead them to E. And here we're going to print result when you are programming and to give the user a chance to fix their behavior. For example, instead of just printing A plus B, what we're going to do is type in try, which means we're going to try this dangerous code. And if it doesn't work, we're going to accept exception as E. And here we're going to print that something went wrong. And we're going to insert E, which is the error. Now, the next time we run this, we're not going to get an exception anymore. We're going to get an F in something like a square root function. Because sometimes you're going to want to import some external functionality into your script so that you can use it. For example, imagine you want to calculate the square root of a number. Now, personally, I'm no mathematician, so I prefer to use pre-made functionality to perform that calculation. And in Python, we can import a module called math. And what's good about this is that we can use a...
Alam mo, import, di ba download yan or something? Pwede ko ba yun? Wala, hindi download ka siya. Download yun. Oo nga.
lot of its functionality for free just by importing it. And coincidentally, it has a square root function. So here we can calculate the square root of 3 using the square root function. And once we run it, we're going to get the square root of 3. We can also import math using an alias. So for example, import math as m. Now we can print m dot square root of 4, and it's going to work exactly the same way, except we're using the alias this time. And finally, if you really want to be specific with your imports, you can import from math the square root function. And this time we just type in square root and 5, and it will work out of the box just by referring to the function name. And just so you know, with the third approach, you can add as many as you want. You can even add, let's say, tan, which will return the tangent. So we can type in tan of, let's say, 2, and that will work just fine, just by referring to the name. Now, to end this crash course, we're going to be creating a simple project. And this is actually one of my favorite projects to make, and this is a chatbot, a very simple chatbot.
Okay.
So first we're going to create a bot name of type string, which is going to equal Bob. Then the first message is going to be a print statement that says, hello, I'm bot name. How can I assist you today? And once we see that message, we will start our while true loop, which is an infinite loop. And the very first thing we want to do is take some user input, which will be of type string, and that's going to equal input with u. And since this returns a string, we're going to want to lower whatever the user enters. And the reason we're doing that is because if the user types in hello with an uppercase H, and we're trying to compare that to hello with a lowercase h, this is going to return false, because Python is case sensitive, and a capital H and a lowercase h are two different things. Now, when you use the dot lower method on hello, it turns
dot lower. That pala ginamit yan sa akin. Paano yan? Print dot lower, di ba? Kunyari, ano ba? Insert yan eh, hindi yan yun. Input, may ka. Dot lower.
all of the letters inside anyway. Below, then we will print user input is in.
Try lang. Okay. 80. Ito. Bobo. Sira ko nga ata to. Oo nga. Uprise equals 8 lang. Hindi ko gets. Happen matino, yung matino, yung matino. Dami ng dilo. Matino, ito. Ito. Malalagyan sa input, diba? Input. That lower. Try natin. Mocha. Huh? Hindi ko alam, hindi ko gets. 20 that lower. Nasabi ni GP yan kaso hindi ko siya ma-apply. Hindi ko siya alam paano gamitin.
The list of hi or hello, then we will print that the bot name says, hi there, how can I help you? Elif, the user input, is in bye or see you, we will print that the bot name says goodbye, have a great day. And as you can see here, I'm checking that the user input is inside this list of strings, which I find to be more convenient than checking for each one separately, because it's nice to be able to understand multiple forms of
Mas madali
input.
nga yun eh,
Let's
kaysa
also
isa-isa.
add some functionality. So elif user input in plus or add, then let's make it so our bot can actually perform some mathematical operations.
Ano
Print
parang ang galing gawin yan, no? Pili ka lang anong what do you want to do today. Basically, tas sabay may mga pre-made ka na. What would you like to try? O ano?
bot name says, sure, let's do some addition. Please enter 2 numbers. And now comes the fun part. What we need to do here is try to first get the first number, which will be number 1 of type float, and that's going to equal the input of the first number. And as you can see, the code editor is telling us immediately that we got a string, but we were expecting a float. And thanks to this type annotation, we can fix that by surrounding this with the float constructor. Then we're going to duplicate this and say number
Float
2
ginagamit niya lagi.
and type in second number. And if that works, we're going to print the f string with the bot name that says the sum is number 1 plus number 2. And if it doesn't work, we're going to add the except block. And the main exception we can encounter here is the user adding or inputting a letter or some sort of symbol that is not a number. And that's going to give us a value error. So here we can print that the bot name says, oops, that doesn't seem like a valid number. Try again. Then we're just going to get out of this except block and go to the outermost layer where we have the if, and we're going to add the else block. And this is going to cover all of the cases that we did not cover above. So else, print that the bot name says, I'm sorry, I don't understand that. Please try again. And in only 20 lines of code, we created our very first chatbot. So now it's actually time to test that it works. So here I'm going to run the script, and I'm probably going to make that bigger so we can see. And I'm just going to type in hi, as I mentioned earlier. The bot is going to be able to respond to that. Even if we have an uppercase H, it's going to understand that. We can type in goodbye, and it doesn't understand that, obviously, because we did not code that. We only coded bye and see you. But if we type in bye, it will be able to respond to that. But now let's try to add some numbers. So we'll type in add, we'll add 10 to 20, and the bot should give us the sum,
Hi.
which is 30. If we type in something random, the bot won't understand that. And if
Not
we
bad.
try to get the sum using the plus, that's going to work too. But let's pretend we add something that doesn't work, such as, whoa. The bot is going to tell us immediately that it doesn't seem like a valid number. And instead of crashing our program, it's going to tell us immediately, which provides us with a much more smooth user experience. Anyway, I'm just going to say bye, and the bot will tell us goodbye. Still a lot more to
Gets.
learn, but the best, still a years of programming. I Google as you try to build your app, you're going to have to start Googling to learn new things. That's all part of being a programmer. Even after 5 years of programming, I Google constantly. Although I recommend you start small, otherwise it might be a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
So search on how you can improve.
Kailangan ko ng ano, ng basics pa rin ulit kasi hindi kompleto yung basics basically. So basics pa rin ako kasi hindi ko siya kompleto. Kaya Pero ako yung may nagagawa naman, pero basics pa rin tayo. Ito masyadong advanced to. Ito yung mga variables shortcuts, dinadiretso lang. Tayo isa.
Right, hello everybody. Ito yung first episode natin on our Python crash course. And so let's say it's greater than 2. Let's say we have a problem in doing that is since nasa labas siya nung if statement. Yan, a bit more complicated. So in this case, what we can do is do yan. So return, go code that, and then in tayo before. Pero if this is your first time programming, that's okay too. So we'll make it easy for you guys. Pero what is Python ba? Well, it's a programming language. I think you don't know what that means. Huwag nyo nang problemahin. It's frequently used sa web development, data analytics, sa AI, ganon. So if interested kayo in the near future to build those things, Python is very useful for that. And hindi siya ganon kahirap intindihin kasi it's very close to English. As in, may words sa Python that you guys will code na almost English na siya. So hindi, it won't be hard for you guys. I promise. And we'll make it easy for you guys. Okay? Now, how do we download Python? First, we need to download python.org/Windows kayo. Yan, mag-detect naman yan. Mactol nyo, may add to path. Please make sure na i-check nyo yung box na nakasulat add to path. Very important, add to path. Kasi if you guys don't check that, you have to go through a whole lot of steps para ma-add siya sa computer mo. And iwasan na natin yung hassle na yun. If ever
Hindi ko ata nagawa yun. Totoo ba? Hindi ko ata nagawa yun eh. Kaya hindi nagkaroon ng maayos yung ano eh. Modify. Gago, wala akong ganun. Add to path. Wala akong ganun, gago. Gago, wala akong ganun.
na-install mo na yung Python before and then hindi mo na-check yun, i-reinstall mo na lang yung Python just to make your life a lot easier.
Ayaw.
Next, what do we need to download?
Ayaw, gago. Add to path. May launcher. Hindi yan yun eh. Gago rin yun. Alin yan, gago? Hindi ko alam. Prepare? Hindi ko alam na.
For ease of access, para madalian tayo lahat, we're gonna download a code editing program called VS Code. Now, this
Hell
step
yeah.
is optional, pero I highly suggest that you guys download this para pare-pareho tayo nang nakikita. So, if you guys are using Windows, just click your tools. And if you guys a way how to code using Apple, you can use Python 3. So, ito siya. And, ayan, way with this if you guys want. Ayan. Or, if you guys are using Android, you can use PyDroid 3. This is an
PyDroid.
IDE for Python. And, this works also, although hindi ko sure if makapag-install, ayan, meron pala. So, tutorial na to. In step 2, and I'm gonna already have VS Code. So, VS Code yung .py sa dulo. Python file. So, executable file kayo. It's .exe. If ever may, ano kayo, PDF, diba? .pdf. In this case, first thing that we do to, ayan, dinakihan ko siya para hindi kayo mahirapan. The first thing that we'll do is to just make some words appear sa screen natin. Then,
Basta
ayan,
ito.
path and this thing will appear here. 6 plus 4. So you guys
Okay na
get
yan.
paano ko ginagawa tong ano na to? This is a comment line. Matanggal yung 0 kasi equal to 3 lang naman siya. It's this. Gusto ko maging hello world 3. Okay, let's run it. Mangyayari, magkaka-error siya. Bakit siya may error? Kasi hindi pareho yung data type nila. So let's see if we add quotations dito sa hello world 3.14. Pwede niyang i-add yung 34 3 lang para hindi mahirap. 5, ano mangyayari dito? Magiging 8 yung sagot. D2 float since number lang din naman siya. Automatic niyang ginagawang 3.10. That's just how Python works. Pero in a lot of programming languages, this would result in an error kasi this is an integer and then this is a float.
Yeah.
Okay? So, ito ito yung benefits natin on using Python. So that's pretty much it for this.
Gets,
I
gets na.
created a new Python plan. So let's say Sam, school, di ba? Tapos ang dami mong classmates doon. So let's say we have a mong hanapin yung value ng x dito is still hello Sam. Let's say let's change this. Let's make this George. Mo na siya papalitan. If gusto mo ibang numbers, always y. Same. Think yung lalabas dyan. So we have to first put values into x. Let's say 5. So next, sify na
Okay na yan.
parenthesis. And then, what does that mean?
Input.
Na
Nakalagay ng
magagawang
value.
nangyari this. Why? Kasi this is an integer. And then,
Huh?
ang ginawa natin dito, since tinype natin siya sa terminal, technically, ang nangyayari is naging string siya. So, we'll be doing some typecasting. What is typecasting? So, in order to do that, what we'll just
Ano
do
ba yun?
is int, and then parenthesis, and then
Ah.
ipasok natin yung
Bakit integer yan eh? What? That input, ano ba, string pa rin naman. Ay, hindi. Ewan ko.
x dyan. So, what this does is it converts a string
Ah, sabagay kasi integer yung ipa-plus
to
mo.
an integer. So, a number 3. So, let's say let's do number. You can do it. Why? This for any number. Let's say we have 100. I want to add 40. 140 yung mag-add.
Mas simple yan. Mas simple pala yun sa ginawa ko. Yan ginawa ko dito. Yung ano yung ito ba yun? Visual C. Ah, hindi. Same lang. Operation input. Yan, operation. Ito yung iba mga operation. Same lang.
So, just by doing these 3 lines of code, you already made yourself a very simple addition calculator. So that's your
Yes.
tech for Python file. And I'll be teaching you guys all about py. Yung file nyo meron .py sa dulo. What are conditional? You guys other stuff. So, 1
Ah, yan, if na.
less
yun
than
pala
2.
ako.
Kung lalabas dyan, less than. What if ang ginawa natin, etong nasa kaliwa, is actually greater than 2? Ano lalabas dyan? Walang lalabas. Kita nyo yan? Kahit ilang run pa yan, walang lalabas. Bakit? Kasi mas malaki itong nasa kita. What if ang ginawa natin, etong nasa kaliwa, is actually great nasa kanan? Bakit naging ganyan? Is it because of this one? Kasi
Oo.
nakasulat less than? No. It's because of this conditional. And then in Python, in order to do this, kailangan may indentation ka dito.
Yes.
Since naka VS Code tayo, automatic nang mangyayari. Ayan, isang tab yan. So let's say, put that back. Iba naman, what if greater than pala to? There are 2 ways we can do that. Sa labas ng if statement, we can just print greater than. In doing that, ayan, lumalabas yung greater than. Ang problem in doing that is since nasa labas siya nung if statement,
Wait lang. Okay.
even if we type 1 here, which is papasok siya dito sa less than, lalabas pa din yung greater than. Bakit? Kasi after nitong execution na to, pupunta pa siya dito. So how do we resolve that? First, we do an else statement. Else, a colon, and then again, we need to indent this tab. Okay? Then 2, if ito conditionals. Now
Okay tayo
do
dito.
a program example, which is input, make this x and y. Sa tingin nyo pag rinan natin to, let's enter 3 and 5. And then again, we have to typecast this. So an int to x and then int y. So I changed this a bit. Inadd ko ulit yung input natin, enter x, enter y, and then typecast ko na siya into integers. Now let's try running this. We have enter x, which is 3, enter y, which is 5, less than. Let's try that again. Let's say let's enter 10. Let's enter 2, greater than. Okay? So imagine kung kung marunong na kayo mag-code ng Python nung bata kayo, edi yung mga assignment nyo on less than, greater than, sobrang dali na lang. Kasi
Daya
yung
mo.
program na yung gumagawa. Dito sa conditionals, which is the else if state, elif.
Ellipse.
Head of this is int x to mostly sa programming is double equals talaga siya.
Yes.
Kasi kung ilalagay here, single equals meaning yung value nito.
Ako ano, nasanay kasi ako pag ginagamit yung if. Pag if lang, nagamit pa rin ako nito. Hindi ko siya ginagamit as conditionals na ganito. Nagamit siya as ano, decisions. Parang decision, parang alternating. Diba? Or right or wrong. Tapos ginagamit niya as function talaga. Ang galing. Hindi ko nagagawa yun. Nice.
Itong input, ilalagay mo dun siya sa y. Pero pag double equals, it means na equal. So, equal yung dalawang value para hindi ka malito. Okay? Now, we'll do here print. The numbers are equal. And then, we'll run that again. 3 and 3. The numbers are equal. So that's it for elif. And next we'll be discussing all about loops. Now the next thing that
Ayan na, loops. Elif. Ginamit ko yung elif dito. Ayan, elif. Nagamit yung if. So then elif. Para ito gumana, hanap yung sunod ito. Yan, diretso dito. Yan lang yun. Pagkakaintindi ko dyan.
we'll be discussing are loops. Now from the name itself, basically maglo-loop yung you want to count up until 10. So one way to do that from the things that we already know is
Kailangan
print
ko to.
1.
Sobra.
We do napakahaba is loop, while loop, do while loop. Pero for this case, I'll just teach you guys for loops, which I use 90% of the time. And then while loops, pwede din naman. Yung do while, I'll almost never use it. Just because medyo redundant siya for me. Pero in this case, we'll be doing a while loop. So ganito yung format. So in this case, we'll just do I. You type in 4. And then you type in a variable. So in this case, we'll just do I. Pero again, that can be anything. It can
Okay.
be count, it can be x, g, sum, even. Pero just to make it easier, let's just name it I. And then we'll do in, which is nasa loob for I in. And then we'll do range, and then parenthesis. And then let's call this 10. For I in range 10. And then we'll do print I. So every time that when we run this, magbibilang siya all the way up to 10. And in programming, counting always begins at 0.
Yes.
So this one is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9.
Ganda yun lang.
Hindi siya umabot ng 10 kasi again, nag-start siya sa 0. Now basically, paulit-ulit tong mag-run, and then this one increments by 1 every single time. So after nitong print statement, babalik siya dito, magiging 1 na to, and then
Yes.
magiging 2, mag-print ulit siya, magiging 3, mag-print ulit siya. So let's say you want to print hello world 10 times, we can do that too, and then 10 times mag-repeat tong hello world. Diba? Amazing. Now what if gusto mo na mag-start siya, kasi again, pag i-run natin to, 0 siya magsimula. What if gusto mo sa 1 siya magsimula? So we mo-modify lang natin tong range dito. We'll do 1, 10. So ito yung starting number nito, and
Okay.
then ito yung ending number. Ito yung ending count, sorry. So 1 up to 9. So para magawa natin hanggang 10 yan, we need to do 11. Kasi again, programming counts at 0. So ayan siya. So that's pretty much a for loop. Now I'll be showing you guys what a while loop looks like. Add a number up until it reaches number 10. So that's when we'll be doing a while loop. Ayan. So while, and then here while say may variable tayo dito sa taas, let's give it a number 0. While x is equal to 0, while x is not 10. Ayan. So while x is not 10, ang gagawin natin is ipiprint natin yung x, print x, and then mag-a-add tayo ng 1 dun sa x, x plus 1. So this will, sorry, x is equal to x plus 1 kasi hindi natin sinet yung variable. So now that should be okay. Ayan. So again, it starts at lagay na natin sa 1 yan para hindi na. Ayan. So while x is not equal to 10, so bakit hanggang 9 lang siya? This is because after this becomes 10, lumagos na siya dito, hindi na siya papasok dito kasi ang totoong value nito is 10. So let's say lagay tayo dito x kasi ito tanggalin natin. Then yung lalabas dyan. Kasi hindi na papasok dito kasi naging 10 na siya. Okay? So that's pretty much while loop. If you guys can see, almost the same lang siya with for loop. Ang difference lang, parang dito, kasama na siya dun sa loop mismo. Hindi mo na kailangan ilagay. So parang iniba mo lang ng konti. So that's it for while loop. The next thing that
Medyo magulo.
we'll be discussing are data structures. Now, ito medyo magiging medyo pa-advanced na tong topic na to. So hang on. This is a very important topic as well and one that will really help you guys sa inyong programming. So the first data structure that we'll be talking about is called list. So from the name itself, it's basically a list of items. So let's say we have a variable called fruits. And then we can just have a string here called apple. Ayan, apple. Pero when we try to print this, it will only just be apple.
Yes.
Ayan. Here apple fruits. Fruits. Yeah. Tanyan. So, what you can, you just, kalimutan yung tawag. Pero, ayan. So, we just put here apple and then, i-separate lang natin siya. And then, now, when we print that, apple, strawberry, and banana. Oh, mali speaking ko. Might be useful for you, pero let's say you just want to print, sabi natin dito, I ate a or an ayan, fruits. So that is not very useful. Hindi siya grammatis that. What you can do is to do a bracket here and then type a number over here. Again, dun sa previous lesson natin, yung sinabi ko dun is programming always starts with the number 0.
Zero yan.
Index 0,
Zero.
index 4. So that will access the first one, which is apple. Which is strawberry. Oops. 2 pala yan. In reality, that we'll be talking about now is called a dictionary. Oops. Print that accordingly. Let's say my name dito or an so name equals Sam. Balik na rin natin yan para mas then let's print that. Oopsies. This one's full. There. Sam ate an apple. Pero what if you want to assign people for each person? Let's say dito sa apple gusto natin si Sam yung kumain. Dito sa strawberry gusto natin si Max yung kumain. Dito sa banana gusto natin si Louis. Use a what we call a dictionary. Dictionary. Ito spelling ko. Ayan. So automatically generated na siya. So here we have a name and then that's assigned to Sam and then another one which is fruit which is assigned to apple. Pero a fruit want it to be that way. Gusto ko Sam is assigned to a fruit which is apple. We have Max, oops, which is Louis. So that is a dictionary. Basically, meron tayong key dito and then we also have an element. So this is a key yung nasa left side and then an element yung nasa right side. And then here is the key, here's the element. So we don't need that anymore. So here's how we're supposed to do that. First, we're gonna type in yung variable natin which is dictionary. Okay, so lininit print muna natin siya. Itong buong dictionary which is pretty much unusable. So, and then dun sa parent dito sa bracket, instead of writing an index, we're gonna write the key dun sa loob. So, if you guys were to guess, ano yung lalabas dito? So, going back dun sa kanina, we have print Sam's favorite fruit is, and then we'll be printing yung dictionary, and then lalabas natin dito yung key from yung element from Sam and then apple yung dapat.
Yeah, makes sense.
Sam's favorite fruit is apple and then let's change this to Max. Max's favorite fruit is strawberry. Okay? So that's pretty much it for dictionaries. Now let's strawberry.
Okay.
Tapos dun sa list mo. How are you?
Pop and add. Yung pop, magaling pop eh. Kapag walang pop, kalimutan ko na yung pop. Alam ko pwede mag-add na marami.
who's supposed to do that? So, comment lang natin. So, yan yung current fruits natin. And then, input equals input, enter fruit. Ganyan. So, again, may string na dito sa input mo. Append, and then yung variable mo for the string, which is, we'll enter that later.
Okay.
So, enter fruit, let's say orange. So, pag
Ito
print,
yung hinahanap ko kagahapon na pick na input. Kung paano magagamit yung append sa mismong input kasi hindi siya nag-aanap. So, ganito pala. Okay.
print niya yan, kasama na yung orange. Let's try it again. Let's enter fruit. Let's add, ano pa ba? Tomato.
Ito rin ata yun sa kagahapon eh. Ito Python store. Ito iba to. While true. So, while true. Bakit may while true? Ano to? Ayun. Cart append. Ayun. Cart append. Choice to choice. Okay. Okay.
Ayan, tomato yung mag-add. Now, vice versa, if you guys want to remove an item, you guys can use pop. Oops. So let's do that
Pop.
real quick.
Click mo pala yung
Fruits dot pop. And then ito-type mo yung index number. Again, this is 0, 1, 2. So let's say i-pop natin yung 0. Pagka print natin to, ang mangyayari is mawawala yung apple, and then ang matitira na lang ay strawberry and banana. Let's say we want to retain apple, tanggalin natin strawberry. Let's put 1 dyan sa pop. So that's pretty much it for that one. So that is fruits pop and fruits append. Now, if you guys were to observe kanina, here's a tiny correction. We have double spaces here. Bakit ganon? Sa iba naman, single lang yung space. Ayan o. Dito isa lang yung space, dito isa lang yung space. Pero ito, bakit dalawa yung space niya? That is because we used a space over here just to add a gap, and then we used a comma over here. Now, whenever you guys use a comma, matik na may space yan. So, for example, we use plus instead, which concatenates two strings or joins two strings together. Mawawala na yung isang space. Pero, ang problem with plus is kapag magkaiba yung data type nyo, for example, we have an int here, which is a 3. Pag rinan mo yan, mag-e-error yung program kasi hindi kaya ng Python na i-add yung isang string and
Okay.
i-add yung isang integer. But when you use a comma for this one, gagana pa din siya. So, you can still print that one. Pero, may space siya. So, tanggalin mo na lang to. Okay? So, for our example kanina, we have that. You can just remove this and then change that into plus para maging mas maayos yung formatting niya. So, yun lang naman yung tiny correction natin for that. Now, this will be our last topic before we move on to our final project. And this is probably one of my favorite topics to discuss and one of my favorite topics in general. It's called functions. Now, this will really change your programming. So, let's begin. A function basically is a set of programs or set of code sa loob ng isang statement. So, this is how you do or you use a Python or you implement a Python. First is you type def and then you write anything for the name of your function. Let's just name it ano ba? Hello. And then we'll type
Sorry.
a bracket here and then a colon, and then dito sa baba yung laman ng iyong statement. So here let's just do hello world, and then now when we run this, we just do hello, and then when we run it, hello world,
The fuck? Yun na yun?
yung lalabas dyan.
Di ba? Yun din yung if else.
Now, if we remove this, walang mangyayari sa program. As in, nothing will happen. Walang error, pero wala din mangyayari. Kasi, under def hello, or the function hello, yung hello world. So, we'll do again, hello. Ayan. So, how is this useful? Let's say you want to add two numbers. Or, in this case, siguro we want to greet someone. So, we'll put a variable over here. We have name over here sa loob nung dalawang parentheses dito sa name, and then we'll do a name. There we go. Now, when we call hello again, this will return an error. Bakit?
Walang
Kasi
name.
dito meron na tayong laman, pero dito wala pa.
Wala pa.
So, since this is a variable,
Hingi ka na input.
basically, this, we can add any statement over here. So, let's do Sam. And then when we do that, hello,
Naiisip ako,
Sam yung
naiisip
lalabas.
ako.
Again, dun sa previous, Sam. So, let's
Kaya ito yung ginagawa niya. Ay, dami na nila. Holy shit. Okay. Buksan natin. Dami na nila yun. Basta yan. Reserve natin. Test. Hello. Ay, hindi. Meron nata siyang ano. Ba't ganun? Ito yung key. Name. Name. Print. Hello. So, pag pinrint ko to, hello. Hello lang ba? Tanga, hindi yun yun. Hindi. Ano yung ginagawa niya kanina?
yung hello world. So, we'll do again, hello. Ayan.
Ayun nga, hello. What the fuck? Word ng hello. Hey, ganun pala sa hello. Oh shit. Okay. Bobo, may law pa lang name. Sorry. Anong ginawa niya? Ba't sa akin hindi nagana? Anong nangyari?
So, how is this?
Hello world. Okay. Then hello. Oh, okay. Here we go. Ganito lang magmagawa ng mga imports. Puro functions. So, email yung hello, yung may name. Sasabi niya name.
Is useful. Let's Sam.
Okay, hello. Plus na lang para mapadali. Okay. Hindi. Sige. Ayaw mo na siya. Nandiyan na siya. Name equals input. What's your name? There you go. What's your name? Timan. Ngayon, desktop mo na to. Then, print. Hello. Ito. What the fuck? Function of hello, ano yan? Feeling ko hello lang to. Hello. I don't get it.
So, let's say we do max. Same thing will happen. So, basically, this is entire.
Pag ginamit ko yung hello, I don't get it, but let's try. Again. Hello, Max. So, pag ginamit mo yung hello, mag-hello siya dito. Try natin palitan yung variable para magamit ko. Pangalan, Tagalog. Pangalan, Max. Here we go. I get this.
Our program in itself. Now let's look for a more useful example for this one. Let's say you want to do a function that adds two numbers. So let's do again def and then add two numbers. Oops. Add two numbers. And then we'll do two variables, which is x and y. And then again, colon. And then we do print x plus y. So again, when we just call add two numbers na walang laman, this will return an error.
Diba ito na rin yung sa mga import? Ay, oh. Shit. Gusto ko to. That's nice.
Diba? So we need to add two numbers over here. So let's say 2.
Basically, gumagawa ka ng shortcut. So, pag ginamit mo yung add two numbers na command, piprint siya ng x plus y. Yun lang.
And then 3. 5 yung lang.
So, kunyari, papaiksiin mo yung isang function. Imbis na yung ginagawa ko na print this, print that. Add two number. Input 1, input 2, add two numbers. Doon lang. Pwede malaki yung function na gagawin mo talaga. Pero yun lang yun na pagkakaintindi ko.
Now, take note here, we use comma instead of plus kasi ito na yung magpa-process nung dalawang numbers natin or dalawang variables natin. Now, we can also pass variables dyan sa ilalim. Let's say we have x is equal to 2, we have y is equal to 3, so we can just pass x over here and then y over here, and then that will still return 5. Okay? Now, what if gusto mo i-assign yung value nito instead of just printing it? Kasi
Input.
let's say we have x plus y.
Input x equals input number, y x input number. Then, hindi ko alam kung add to number print pa rin, pero alam ko yun na yun eh. Add to number x plus y.
Then, so this is
Try natin. Ako gagawa. Add to num. Okay, add to num na lang. Add to num x and y. And like that. Ay. Yan. Def add x num y. Nice. Sa akin hindi nagka-highlight. Pero yun, sige. Plus x plus y na lang siya. Ngayon, kunyari, add to num 9, ay gago, 9 and 10, 20, sige 9, 20, pati nag-run. Alang, dapat mag-run yan, x plus y.
This is where value of gets back. Return this to a variable plus y. So we can just pass.
Akala ko lang print. Sorry. There you go. 29. So, kunyari gusto kong gamitin to. Add to number. X equals input. Basic lang to Number. Hilig ko sa gamit itong input function. Tayo ko siya ginagamit. Y equals input pa rin. Number 2. Then add to num x. Teka, medyo okay, medyo mawawala pala to. Sige, try lang muna natin. Baka kasi mag-read niya to dito. So 12 to 1. Mali, okay. Palitan natin to. The x and y lang pala, bobo. And add to number 10, 12. What? Anyari? Hindi. Dahil kasi siya naka-integers. Okay. Okay lang yan. Tama yung gawa ko. Sana tama. 10, 12. There you go. Yan, gets ko siya. Add 2 na. So basically, ito na siya. Gets.
X over here and then Y over here, and then that will still return 5. Okay? Now, what if gusto mo i-assign yung bring natin? So this is
Yung
where
return.
return comes in. So return brings changes the value of this to this. So gets ba? So we have, for example, sum is equal to add two numbers, 3 and 5. So that will result to nothing kasi hindi natin print yung sum. So let's print sum. And then that will return 8. Kasi ito na yung taga-set ng value ng sum.
Okay.
Okay? So those are functions. I'll show you guys a more complicated example on our next one. Okay? It prints equal. So, gets ba? So we have, for example, so that will result to nothing kasi hindi natin print yung sum. So let's print sum. And then that will return 8.
Hindi ko magets yung return. But sure.
Kasi this function that we'll be doing is basically a counter na method. So implementing yung ginawa natin kanina with loop na magbibilang siya up to what number will be implementing that now through a function. So let's do another function. So def we have countdown, and basically a countdown. And then we have a variable over here. Let's name it starting number. So starting number. Now we do kinukumpleto na niya eh. Okay, so while starting number is greater than 0. So bakit ganon? Kasi for example, we input 10 over there. 10, and then if it's still greater than 0, magde-decrease siya ng 1. So 1, 2, 3, diba? Up until mag-reach siya ng 0. So while starting number is greater than 10, we do print starting number, and then we decrement it to 1. Starting number is equal to starting number minus 1. Okay? Now, next, to declare this, to make it run, we do countdown, and then we input our starting number. So this can be any number. Let's just do 10. So when we run this, magka-countdown siya 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 2, 1. So let's say, this is why functions are very useful. Let's say you want to have multiple countdowns. Instead of repeating this code over here, we do countdown 100 over countdown 5, countdown 2. So instead na i-code mo nung paulit-ulit to, you can just have all that in 3 lines rather than having this and again, diba? And it adds up pretty quickly. So instead
Ito rin yung code niya. Def countdown starting number yung value. Yes. So pag pinit mo yung starting number, hindi, yung countdown, magkaroon siya starting number. While starting number, para maglo-loop diretso. While or for. Ano pinagkaiba ng for? Difference of for and while in Python and Python. Ito finite, ito infinite. I think, so ito i-stop lang siya pag na-achieve niya to. Ito, dire-diretso lang. Repeated executing blocks long as certain goal remains true. Okay. Okay, ito titigil siya hanggang magawa mo to. Okay.
ganon.
So while starting number, kailangan mas mataas sa 0 para mag-work. Good. Print starting number. So ito mag-ano siya, higher than 0. Okay. Print mo to, then starting number, but may -1.
Is you decrement it, starting number, and then you decrement it to once. Starting number is equal to starting number minus 1. Okay.
But may
Now,
-1.
next, to declare this, to make it run, we do countdown, and then we input our starting number. So this can be any number. Let's just do 10. So when we run this, magka-countdown siya 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I think para ano, di siya start sa 0, I think.
So let's say, this is why functions are very useful. Let's say you want to hack down very quickly. Much it for our actual project that you guys are going to code first, and then sa next video is papakita ko sa inyo kung paano ko siya in-implement. The project that we'll be doing is a to-do list manager or a to-do list app. Dito sa app
Gagawin natin yan.
natin, pwede kang mag-input ng mga tasks or mga items dun sa to-do list mo. Pwede mo i-display yung items dun sa to-do list mo or isa-isa, and then pwede mo din i-quit yung application. So I implement it, and yung pag-display ng task, pwede siyang loop, and this natin na pinakita natin ng task, it could be a list of tasks. So yung list natin na pinakita natin kanina,
List yun, list. Gagawa ng blank list. Then maglalagay ka ng append, tapos pop, tapos yun, mga yun.
and then yung pag-display ng task, pwede siyang loop, and then i-iterate mo for each item ng task to print it one by one, or pwede din naman na ma-access mo siya through yung naka-square brackets.
Yes.
And then sa quit naman, it can be through using if or else statements.
If yes, then quit. If no,
yung-
else continue.
kung in-enter mo, you can add a task, so that's input, and then if to location. Small.
So,
Yep,
i-run
just
tong
as
last code
pretty
na
much
ginawa
it.
niya. I-run ko yung last code na ginawa niya kasi medyo clarify lang.
This video
Alright, hello everybody. Get that you the
Medyo liwanagan ako sa def eh. Yung def kasi focus talaga siya sa def na function, which is nice. Pero run ko siya. Def. Gamit niya countdown. Sige tayo countdown din. Tapos starting number. String? No. While starting number, hindi ko nagamit eh. So higher than 0. Print starting. Kailangan natin brackets. Starting number. Pag i-run ka na ito, mag-run ba to? No, okay, not yet. Kailangan pala ito. Try ko lang. Try natin. Countdown. 10. No, it won't work. Starting number 0. So, okay. -1. Okay, try natin yan. Starting number equals -1. May -1 lang pala. Line 2 daw. Ito. Okay, got you. Line 3 naman. Ito. Sobrang ano. Ay, oh. My bad. Starting number. Starting number. Starting number. Starting number. Starting number. State. Oh my god. Okay na. Okay. Ano pa? Okay. puro 10 lang. Diba may 1, 2, 3? What? Bakit ganun?
Sure uses.
Def countdown starting number while starting number print. Iba pala dito. Indented siya. Ito. Dito ano putik na yan. Okay. Run. Okay, ayun. 1098. Bakit may negative 1? Tatanggalin ko tong string na to. Dahil nga doon. So, ibig sabihin, negative 1 siya ng negative 1 every time. Yan, negative 2, 2, 4, 6, 8. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Number, negative 1. So, ngayon, aralin ko ito kasi hindi ko siya magets. Def countdown. Ito yung ng pangalan ng pinaka-function mismo. Ito yung variable starting number. So while starting number 0, tatakbo yan. Hindi, wala pa pala. My bad. Starting basta higher than 0. Paano pag hindi ko pwede maglagay ng negative dito, no? Negative 10. Gana. Yan, tama nga. Paano pag balik rin natin to? Gana yan. Holy shit! Sa bagay, ang negative oh shit, negative, gana eh. So, kailangan higher than 0. Okay. Pa-print mo yung itong starting number. Print starting number. Tapos pag-print mo kay starting number, negative 1 siya, negative 1. Pero pa-explain ko pa na kay ChatGPT kasi medyo na rin magulo. Explain this to me as a beginner. Def means function, countdown, start numbers, input the value. While loop as long as the condition is true. The conditions. No longer bigger than 0. I'm bigger than 0. 1. Inside the loop, it prints the current value of starting number. Ano ginawa ko kanina? Tinanggal ko ba to? Ito lang ang pinatang ko Oo, tinanggal ko nga. So, ibig sabihin 10. Tatanggalin ko to. Dire-diretso yan. No. Ngayon wala siya negative 1. Sige. Tanggalin natin yung line na yan. 10 lang siya. Pero infinite, no? Medyo weird. Oh, shit. Okay, ito. Okay. So, paano pag 10 million? Ito agad. Oh, shit. Okay. Magandun lang kasi nga 2 megabytes lang to eh. Na-achieve niya ba? Hindi niya na-achieve. 2 megabytes lang kasi siya. So, ang ayos yung mga 1,000, ganun. Hanggang 1,000 nga lang. Sa bagay, ewan ko. 2 megabytes wala 2,000. Sakto to. Still works. 3,000. Magana pa siya. Saan yung breaking limit? 5 9. Magana pa siya. 10,000. 10,000. Hindi pa rin. 15,000. Okay na pa rin. 19,000. What? 20,000. What the fuck? 30,000. Ano breaking point nito? 2 megabytes. Gago. What? Oh, ito 500,000. Ah, breaking point yung tayo na 350,000 lang. Ah, hindi pa rin. 250. Ah, 250,000 ata. To be exact, 275 yan. Ah, di siya 275? 280. Ah, 290. Hindi ka na agad 300k. What? I don't get it, man. 400k hindi niya kaya. Something for 350. Okay, nasa 350 range. Ako ba't ginagawa ko to, pero gusto ko lang malaman. 312, 318. Okay, na tayo. 317. Lapit na. 315 nga ang limit niya. Okay, 315,000 yung ano. 315,000 limit ng countdown. Okay. Ang dali nito, no? I-print mo na lang siya. Ito, count to 1 million. No? Done. Basta yun.
Really quickly.
Oh my god. Medyo nagugulaw pa ako dito. Pero nag-gets ko naman eh. Nag-check niya yung every number. Basta as long as higher than 0. Didiretso siya. Yun lang naman yun eh. While starting number is greater than 0. Print niya. Print. Starting number. As starting number, negative 1. Ayun o, start at 10. Check 10. Yes, subtract 1, 9. So, starting number, yung number na right now. Ito yung starting number, kumbaga. Check niya, 315. Higher than 0 ba? Yes. Print. Minus 1. Okay. Okay, I get it now. So, ito yung starting number. Print niya. Pagkita dito starting number. Check niya. Higher than 0 ba? Yes. Print starting number. Then, starting number, negative 1 para mabawasan. So, ito. Tapos 39. Minus 1. Tapos 38. So, pasok yan dito. Countdown. Starting number, 1040. Higher than 0 ba? Yes. Print nyo siya. Yes. Then, negative 1. This. Yan. Pagkala na baba. Okay. Okay. Medyo weird. Hindi ko masulat. I don't think masulat ka ito na ako lang. Pero, yeah. While, ay, mga while print. Practice ako niyan bukas. Bukas talaga kasi hindi ko na kaya. I've got 5 minutes left. Bukas natin 5 minutes. Sayang. May part 2 ba to? Hopefully, wag mo na. Sana wag may nakapapalala sa TikTok palagi. Actually, 10 months ago na pala yun. So, ewan ko, meron pang kaliwabi, pero wala na. Yeah, okay. Ako tayong list, actually, gusto ko yun.
Alright, hello.
Maybe tomorrow. Ito yung Tagalog. Mas madali sana Tagalog. Si SDBT. Nakikita ko to ah.
You want a girl to like you, then stop learning Python.
What the fuck?
I mean, yes, you can still learn Python, but really you should learn something else. Python is a great language, but it's not the only thing that's going to get you a job. You need to also learn
Yes.
something like JavaScript or Go or C++. You need to round your knowledge out and learn a language that's a different paradigm or style. Just learning Python doesn't teach you all of the skills that you need
I
to be
know.
a great software developer, so I recommend picking up this
Actually, kung gusto maging software developer.
statically typed
Pero sige.
language as your second to really round out those skills. If you want a girl to like you,
Survive. In my case kasi, sir, no, sa YouTube,
Mukha niya si Darius Emmanuel.
yung senior high ako kasi parang, although yung senior high strand ko is then not directly in ICT, but I knew back then baka piliin ko yung comp sci. So tinry ko mag-Python na. Yung Python lang sa YouTube lang, right? Yung lang, how statements, etc. So basically, yung super basic lang, right? I have the ID there, and then my terminal lang sa baba, then I get the same. Yung una, di ko pa na-appreciate. Hours, guys. Yung 4 hours na tutorials na yun, baka nga 3 hours lang or 2 hours lang yung natapos ko dun eh. Pero, ginaya ko lang talaga siya. Survive.
I mean, yeah. Ganun lang naman yun. Yeah. C++. Oh,
That's
shit.
simply not possible. And I don't find this
600? Part 1 to 600? Holy shit. Ito ba yan? Ba't na 600? Pero kung sa college, papasok ako, malamang iba yung paral lang, meron ako magagawa. Oh shit, lowbat na siya. Oh no. Lowbat na yung camera. Sorry, drain na yung phone ko. Oh, kailangan ko mag-charge. Ayun na, drain na nga siya. Hold up. Okay. Ano ang camera? Tagal natin.
Hello world! Ako nga pala si Doji and welcome back to my videos. Ngayon, ituturo ko sa inyo kung paano mag-nested if using Python. So ano ba yung Hello world! It's me Doji. Welcome back to my
3 months pa lang to.
bagay. Specifically, saan natin ginagamit ang Python? Vision ng AI, sa development ng AI. So alam naman natin na sobrang hot ng AI ngayon. Number one, syempre kailangan natin ng device natin. Doon natin ito-type and pwede nating i-run or paganahin, paandarin natin yung code doon. So basically, doon tayo magpa-practice sa application. Medyo technical siya, magkaka-error ka na. So kailangan mo ng presence of mind dito, okay? So ngayon,
Ano to?
hello world, it's me Doji, welcome back. Isang syntax lang or sabihin natin, isang character lang magkamali, magkaka-error ka na. So kailangan natin, ang tawag doon, logic error. Diba? Kasi ang ginamit mo na ng hindi nakakalito. Ayan, but 320, edi yun yung bago niyang value. Ganun siya. Bakit yung greetings? Kasi nandoon natin nilagay yung ating old style na string formatting. Okay? So, andito yung placeholder. So, print
greetings
natin
pa.
yung greetings. Ayan. So, pag pinrint natin to, ang inaasahan nating output is hello, boss. Guys, alam ko yung struggle na nag-aaral sa YouTube eh. It's hard. Yung post, backward, forward.
Yes.
Kasi kailangan mong mag-notes or kailangan mong subukan yung code. Kaya napakahalaga guys na meron niya kung ilang sa name. Isang item sa loob ng sets. So medyo kahawig lang din siya ng left. Kaya kung mapapansin ninyo, unlike if else, sa elif guys, meron tayong multiple conditions na pwede nating i-check. Pero there is a rule. The condition should be checked from highest to lowest. Ibabalik to rin mo yan, unahin mo yung lowest, won't work. Okay? Makukuha mo lagi ito. Maniwala ka. So ngayon guys, sige nga, subukan natin, i-run natin kung gagana. So i-run ko, ayan, makikita ninyo, may lalabas na prompt. Enter mo yung grade mo. Sabihin natin, yung grade ko 75 lang. O sabihin natin 76. And enter ko. Normal human being ka lang. Guys, sa tingin ninyo, gaya ng...
Okay, I'll do this one. So basically ito, pinaghahati-hati niya. Sa bagay, mas madali yun. Tama naman. Tama naman siya.
grupo
Ito yung
na-
mga ginagawa ko yun, mga ganyan.
wala na.
Mga ganyan. Print. Pero
Mga
tama
isa-
naman pala, no?
Nations. And so, may aralan na natin to. Okay? Bakit? Kasi
Gumawa ko niyan!
pag-aralan na
This is nice. Start tayo dito bukas. Pero gagawin ko yung data list. Bukas din. Oh, that's it. Oh, shit. Damn. Well, so far, try ulit. Wala pa rin akong idea sa ginagawa ko. Tuloy pa rin. Pero, start ulit tayo bukas. That's day 7. That's a week for y'all. See you again tomorrow. Bye.